Hello everybody, it is Wednesday the 13th of January and this is your RE lesson. Now last week we started to think about miracles and we started to think about if us becoming better after being poorly was a miracle. Did that class as a miracle? And we decided that no, it didn't class as a miracle because there are things that we can do for certain illnesses that will help us to feel better. So that isn't a miracle. However, we are going to be learning today to be able to retell a story about Jesus and to be able to discuss Christian viewpoints about miracles. Okay, so to be successful today, we are going to retell the story of the healing of the blind man. I can explain my opinions and I can discuss Christian viewpoints about miracles. So we're going to be thinking today of an example of a Christian miracle. So this miracle is taken from the Bible and it is a story about Jesus and something that he did. So hopefully after we've read this story, you'll see the difference between last week when we were thinking about when we were a little bit poorly and we were resting in bed and maybe having some medicine. What is the difference between that and us getting better to this story and the person in this story getting better? Okay, so the healing of the blind man. Now Christians consider this to be one of Jesus's miracles. So let's read the story. One day as Jesus walked along, he saw a man who was begging at the roadside. The man had been born blind. The disciples thought that the man must have done something bad to be blind, but Jesus said, "This man has not done anything bad. He is blind so that God's work can be carried out." So let's pause for a moment and think about somebody nowadays who might be blind. What could we do to make a blind man better today? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, let's carry on with the story. Jesus said, "While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." Then he spat on the dusty ground, mixed it into some mud, and gently rubbed the mud on the man's eyes. Then Jesus said to the man, "Now go and wash your face in the pool of Siloam." The man returned, overjoyed that he could now see. The man's neighbours had seen him begging and said, "Are you the same man who was begging?" Others said, "No, that's not him, he was blind." But the man said, "It is me. I was blind, but now I can see." The man explained. "The man called Jesus came along. He made some mud and rubbed it on my eyes. Then he told me to wash in the pool of Siloam. When I did, I could see." The people said, "But where is Jesus now?" The man replied, "I don't know." So, another thinking question for you. How could this have happened? Is Jesus a doctor? Did he have any medicine or equipment with him? Pause the video and have a think. Sorry everybody. Okay, so do you think this miracle actually happened? So the difference between this story and our thoughts last week, our story last week, were being blind isn't something that we can normally cure. There are things that can be done to help somebody to stop people from going blind, but usually if somebody is born blind, there isn't much that can be done, especially rubbing some mud onto somebody's eyelids. That's not something that would usually work. So that's why this story is considered to be a miracle. It's something that we never would have believed could happen. It's not something that we would think would help somebody to be able to see again. So do we think this miracle actually happened? Have a think. There's no right or wrong answer here. If you are voting for no, you don't think it happened, why do you think then that it is in the Bible? Pause the video and have a think. And if you think, yes, it did really happen, if it did happen, what does this tell us about Jesus? Pause the video and have a think. So Christians believe that Jesus is God in a human body. Therefore, Jesus has the power of God and can do anything, also including healing people. So Christians believe that Jesus is a reincarnation of God, which is why he can do such wonderful things and why he is able to heal somebody in such a simple way. Okay, now your activity today is going to be to create a storyboard. So I'm going to show you in a moment what that might look like. So you're going to have 6 boxes, each with a picture and some writing to summarise the story so that you can retell the story of Jesus healing the blind man. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do for your independent activity is to draw out 12 boxes almost. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now each top box is going to be matched with the one underneath. So this is box 1, boxes 1, boxes 2, boxes 3, boxes 4, boxes 5 and boxes 6. So in our top box we're going to put our picture, and in the box below we're going to put our sentence. Okay, so what we are doing is retelling the story of the healing of the blind man. So we can put our title at the top. The healing of the blind man. And then we can underline that with our ruler. Okay, so in box 1, we want to just draw a picture of what happened in the first part of that story and then write a sentence in our own words. Now, obviously you can rewind the video and look back at the story again, but what we don't want to see is all the sentences copied out exactly the same as they are on the video. So, on the video, the first part of the story says, one day, as Jesus walked along, he saw a man who was begging at the roadside. The man had been born blind. So in my own words, I rewrote it as, one day, Jesus noticed a man who had been blind for all of his life. So I've taken the first part of the story and I've just reworded it so that it's in my own words. I haven't copied it exactly from the story. Okay, we're then going to draw a picture to go with it. Now, my picture, I'm just going to do a quick one because I'm modelling to you, but you can spend a little bit more time on yours and add colour to it. So I'm going to draw a road. And I'm going to draw Jesus who's walking along the road, and a man just sitting here. So he's got a bandage around his eyes and he's maybe not feeling very good. Okay, then you would move on to the next part of the story and do the same again. So again, you take the next part of the story, write it in your own words, draw a picture and carry on for all 6 boxes until you have retold the story of Jesus healing the blind man in your own words. Okay, so don't forget to take a picture, email it to your teachers to the Year 3 email address, or you could tweet it and tag @Swingate Primary. Have fun, everyone!